Hello everybody and welcome, Rich here, and we have our first update for 2020 in Rainbow Six Siege. However, this is on the test server, but there are some very interesting changes going on over there. Now, do bear in mind that all the changes made in the test server are for testing purposes only and do not have any guaranteed impact on the live servers. However, we do generally see that most of the time the changes that are made in the test server do actually make it into the live build. But let's get into these juicy details, and first of all we'll take a look at balancing and ADS times. Now this is quite a big one, and ADS times have actually been increased for all weapons. Assault rifles will be going up from 0.3 to 0.4 seconds. DMRs are exactly the same, 0.3 up to 0.4. SMGs are going up from 0.2 to 0.3. LMGs are going up from 0.4 to 0.45. Pistols are up from 0.10 to 0.20. SMG in secondary slot goes up from 0.10 to 0.35, and lastly shotguns go up from 0.2 to 0.25. Now I know that doesn't sound like a massive difference, but I think when you're in the heat of the battle that could potentially be a very big game changer. And as always they go on to justify this by saying in Ember Rise there was an overhaul of the animations which caused ADS times to decrease across the board for all weapons. This change will make ADS speeds similar to what they were pre-Ember Rise, as well as align ADS times for all weapons in each of their respective classes. Now I can't say that I really noticed much of a difference in Ember Rise. I know I didn't play loads during that season, however I didn't really notice much of a difference, but do guys let me know what you think about those ADS changes. Next up, let's take a look at the operators, and first of all we have here Blackbeard, and the ADS penalization will only apply when Blackbeard's gun shield is equipped, and weapons without the gun shield will maintain the same timings as any other assault rifle. Weapons with the gun shield will have the same timings as they have now, and the angle grip will affect the scar with and without the gun shield equipped, and they do say they're giving Nerf Beard a little love. Next up is Echo, and you can see that Echo can now be hacked by Dockerbee. Echo is no longer immune to Dockerbee's logic bomb. Additionally, if Dockerbee is present in the round, Echo drops a phone that can be hacked when he is killed. When Dockerbee hacks the defender's observation tool system, access to Echo's camera is also granted for the attackers. And also with this change, Echo's drone now has lights that show only when not cloaked, and the drone lights will change to reflect that it is hacked. And again they explain this by saying that Echo has had a high ban rate and is frustrating to play against, so they want to make more counterplay and counter intel options against him available, which I do kind of see. I do really like playing Echo when the situation suits it for me, but again guys, do let me know what you think about those changes for Echo. Next up here we've got Ela, and they are reducing the recoil on the Scorpion Evo for the first 16 shots. Any preceding shots will have recoil similar to what it is currently in the live build. So this I think is quite a big buff to Ela, and they go on by saying that Ela's Scorpion Evo is one of the most difficult and frustrating weapons to handle amongst the arsenal. While Ela still performs well overall, they want to make the Scorpion less of a learning barrier while still maintaining Ela's balance. A little more princess and a little less Nerf Ela. Finka is having a buff to the spear, and they're increasing the damage up to 42 down from 38. That's quite a big jump there. Jaeger's actually having damage reduced on the 416 down from 43 to 38. Again, that is quite a big drop. One of the big ones coming out of this patch here is one that's definitely going to affect me, because I do like playing Maestro quite a lot on defense, and they're removing the ACOG from the ALDA. This brings tears to my eyes, and they say they think the ALDA is powerful even without the ACOG, and they want to see if its removal will highlight its other great qualities. But me being a Maestro semi-main, I'm really disappointed about that. I do like to have an ACOG when I'm playing on defense. How about you guys? The FMG9, obviously for Nook and Smoke, is going to see a damage increase up to 34 from 30. And lastly for the operators here we have Ying, and the Candelas now have a new outline that is only visible to Ying. They're going to be improving the distribution of the cluster flashes to make the flash more reliable. The number of pellets per Candela is increasing up to 7 from 6. That's 1 at floor level, 3 at around hip level, and 3 at head level. The pellet detonation time has been reduced to 0.3 seconds from 1 second on throw and 2.5 seconds on deploy. Pellets that bounce on environmental props maintain their velocity instead of falling and detonating on the floor. And lastly, Candela explosion minor VFX improvements as well. Now, there are also a few bug fixes, nothing too major I don't think, but if you do want to read through all of the patch notes yourself, there is a link in the description down below. By all means, do go and check that out. But anyway, some really interesting changes coming with this test server patch. Who knows out of these changes which will actually make it into the live server? Your guess is as good as mine. I hope it's not the Maestro ACOG, please. But do guys let me know what you think about these changes. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I do as always appreciate your time. And until next time, goodbye.